Many years ago when I was in university, I had a friend of mine that was a trainer. And I was at the gym one day working out, and he spotted me. And he came over and he said, "Ed, what are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm working out." Now, what I was actually doing, the exercise I was doing are what's called forearm curls. Okay, I had a weight in my hand and I was just curling my wrist back and forth, letting it drop, curling it back and forth, and straining the muscles in my forearm in order to get them in shape, I guess, to make them stronger. And I'll never forget what he said. He said, working your forearms is like wrecking your car and choosing to fix the radio first. Of course, if you wreck your car, you need to fix the radio eventually, but it's not the most important thing. And when he seen me that day, I guess maybe thinking back, maybe I was in horrible shape. What he was saying is, you don't really need to worry about the muscles in your forearms. You need to worry about the bigger muscle groups in your body. Your core, your legs, your glutes, your back, your chest. Those are the muscles that are most important. My name is Ed Trevors. I'm an Anglican priest in the Diocese of Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island. I get to serve in the awesome, beautiful town of Shelburne, Nova Scotia, in the amazing parish of Christ Church, Shelburne, that sits on the ancestral and the unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. And today, I want to ask you a question. Given the fact that all of us want to grow and all of us want to achieve more in our life, I want to ask you, are you focusing on what will make a real, significant difference in your life? Or are you focusing on the cosmetic stuff? I recently was out of Shelburne, and I was walking through the town that I was in, and I walked through this little neighborhood, and I came across this gorgeous, gorgeous lawn. And on the lawn there was a sign, and it was a sign for pesticide, that this lawn had just recently been sprayed with pesticide. Please stay off, as it's still toxic. And when I looked at the property, again, gorgeous lawn, but the house was almost falling down. And that's what inspired me to give this talk today. There are people in the world, like myself, working my forearms when the rest of my body was falling apart. There are people who focus on the little things. The things that, while they may be important at some point, they're not the most important aspect of the overall story, right? It's important to, I can see it being important to have a nice lawn, but not if your roof is leaking. It's important, it might be important to have a nice lawn, but not if your house is drafty. It might be important to have a nice lawn, but not if the foundation is crumbling. Do you understand where I'm going with this? It's important to have strong forearms, but not if my legs can't carry me. We do this a lot. We focus on the cosmetic stuff a lot. Sometimes because it's the thing that we see, right? It's something that's so visible. Sometimes it's because it feels like it's the easiest thing for us to check off the list. But oftentimes that cosmetic issue, while we might feel good about it in the very short term, it doesn't lead to us experiencing long-term change, long-term growth. We don't see long-term positive differences. When my marriage fell apart, I had a choice between focusing on my relationship skills, my communication skills, my ability to handle anger, my ability to offer and to receive forgiveness, my ability to deal with my sadness and my grief. That would have been really beneficial, good work, not only for that relationship, but for whatever relationships I was going to end up in the future. What I chose to do instead was get tattoos. I chose to get piercings because, tattoos and piercings, that's what she was into. She really liked that stuff. I chose to party in bars while my relationship was failing because that's what we really like to do, and that was going to solve all of our problems. And the truth is, it didn't solve any of our problems. It got us through a night. Maybe it got us through a weekend. But all those things that I was focusing on while that relationship was in trouble, they were fleeting. In order for tattoos to make a difference, I'd have to get a new tattoo every week. In order for piercings to get a difference, I'd have to get more piercings all the time. In order for our social life to make a difference, we'd have to spend a great deal of time on our social life. All the time. What would have made a real difference would have been putting in the work, putting in the relationship work. If you want to experience real, significant, long-lasting, life-giving change, ignore the cosmetics for now. Focus on the big things. Focus on the things that are, it's hard, but focus on the things that are going to ensure you have a strong foundation to continue in the life that you want. This is a question for all of us to ask. In whatever journey we're on, are we focusing on the things that will make real difference possible? Are we focused on the things that will make real change long-lasting and impactful? Or are we just getting by doing the cosmetic things because it makes us feel good in the moment? May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you. May you know the peace of being in God's presence. And may you be strong and courageous enough to tackle the foundational work that all of us must do to grow in this world. Amen.